Nowadays, it's really common for people to be hating on people who are either trying to get rich or who are already rich. They say these people are shallow and evil. But is that always the case? Let's cover evil first. And obviously, if you're a rich person through unethical means, you use child labor, you sell addictive drugs, casinos, whatever, then you could be considered evil. But for the rest of the people, it's really common and 100% possible to become rich without doing these evil things. And so in their case, I would not say they're evil. People are worried that money might corrupt them, change them completely. And although I'm not rich personally, from audiobooks and from the experience of other rich people, it's usually the case that money amplifies who you are rather than changing you completely. Like if you've got a generous person, that person will just donate more of their money. They'll do more charity. If you've got an evil person, instead of, let's say, throwing rocks at someone, they might buy out boulders and throw them instead. They might hire people to do evil for them. So money will amplify who you are rather than change you completely. And in terms of shallowness, I think that depends a lot too. Buying cars and mansions is often seen as shallow, but I think it depends a lot. It depends on what your intentions are. If you intend to buy these things to show off to others and to kind of toot your own horn, then in a way it could be considered shallow. And this usually doesn't really benefit you either. You live a life trying to please others and never true to yourself, and so you end up miserable. But let's say you have a genuine interest in cars, like you know all the engines and stuff. I know nothing of that, but let's say you do. Then I don't think then I do not think buying cars is shallow. It's just your hobby. That's what you like. And same with a mansion, like you might buy one to please others, to say, oh my God, I'm so rich, I have a mansion. But at the same time, if you genuinely think a mansion could be good, either because of the bigger space, the privacy or whatever, or you just might enjoy it, then I think it's perfectly fine to get a mansion. And just apart from these materialistic things, money has so much power to benefit your life and the life of others. So let's say on a micro scale, when you have money, you can retire your parents, you can help your friends out who might be struggling, and you can literally help anyone. Pay them back for all the hard work they've done. Imagine how fulfilling that would feel. But if we zoom out to a citywide scale, you could pay for a new building in your high school. Like imagine that, you've got a building in your high school on your name. Kids study there because of you. You could fund the bin system, because I know some cities are literally so bankrupt that they can't afford it, and because of your actions, the city now has proper bin service. But if you zoom out even further than that to a global scale, that's when things get exciting. Like imagine you assemble a team of 100 or even 1,000 scientists to cure a single disease. They either get really close to the solution or they do. And because of your actions and the money you put into it, this disease is now cured for the rest of eternity. So many lives will be saved, and that's just great. But even apart from diseases, so many things you could work on. World hunger, global warming, pollution, and even like AI super intelligence, like trying to solve the issue of how to get one without causing the world to explode and like go down. Like there's so many crazy things that you could be part of, and I think it's really exciting to think of. And like imagine being the guy who solved global warming. Like you just feel so good about that. And in my religion, Islam, it's said that after you die, there's 3 ways you can still be rewarded in heaven. The first one is ongoing charity. So let's say things like solving global warming, that will benefit humanity for the rest of time. Or knowledge. Let's say you fund 100 scientists to research a disease. Although they got the knowledge, you were the one who funded that. And so you will be rewarded for that. And finally, money can't really buy this, but the prayer of a loved one. So apart from these like big global changes that you can make, money is just extremely great to have because it gets you freedom. Let's say you're sick. You, God forbid, but you fall into a really bad injury. Money, and because of that injury, you can't work. Having money will mean that you don't need to worry about this stuff. You have the money, and so you're chill. It prepares you for the unexpected. And of course, you might have insurance for this stuff, but there's a lot of things in life which insurance doesn't cover. And so just having a large amount of money that you can access at any time is super beneficial for this stuff. And also you can just afford like a ton of cool stuff. Like you can get private healthcare, skip the really long waiting times and get straight to the issue so that it can be solved and your health is better. You feel good. You can afford organic foods. Instead of eating like cheaper, pesticide-filled food that makes you feel groggy, you can actually afford better things that make you feel good on a day-to-day basis. You can afford private tuition so that your kids excel and reach their full potential. And also you can like afford some really cool experiences. Like I think if you pay £100,000 or something crazy like that, you can literally spend like a whole full week training to use a jetpack. Like that's the stuff out of movies, and now that's in real life, which is just crazy. Or exploring space, like going to space, the International Space Station. You could fund a trip to them. Or like deep underwater, the Grand Canyons, wherever you want to go. Whatever experiences you want to do, money will let you do this. And that's what the greatest parts of my life are, the memories I've made through like experiences. And so being able to do some crazy stuff, that will lead to a really interesting and enjoyable and fulfilling life. Also, some people just see money as a game, you know? The bigger their net worth, the higher their score is. Some people are out here playing Minecraft, Fortnite, leveling up their battle pass, while other people level up their net worth. And so as long as it's not harming anyone and their life is being balanced, like they're still looking after their family, they're still looking after their health, I think that's completely fine. It's much better than gaming. And with that money, you can do tons and tons of great things. And now you might be wondering, of course, everyone knows money is great, but how do you actually get it? And although I don't really have the answer to that, there's one thing you should remember. If you reach for the stars, you'll at least land on the moon. So set extremely high goals, and even if you fail, you'll get way, way, way past what you could have achieved if you didn't set those goals. Read audiobooks, learn stuff, and over time, you'll develop the skills required to be rich. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.